Denis Itumbi is back after that unfortunate abduction on 23rd December. Raila Odinga's rally in Thika on Saturday was the perfect opportunity for him to find something to propagate a Ruto propaganda. And I asked in this channel, guys, whether that rally was a success. I want to analyze and say here that the Azimio la Umoja rally, for me, was the biggest success, even compared to Buhungu Stadium. I saw that, and I opined in this channel, that rally is very significant to Raila Odinga's presidency. You will actually see that it was perfectly used to shoot William Ruto in the foot. Now, there is something that really came out there that I want us to look at. Raila Odinga's electrifying speech. I was seated in my house and I listened to that speech, it was almost 30-minute speech, when he was talking about corruption. And if there is a manifesto, something that will actually be very blur in William Ruto's manifesto, is how he is going to deal with corruption. I think all his political opponents are waiting for that line where Ruto will be saying that I'll be doing this to deal with corruption. Now, I want to take you to Thika so that you listen to Raila Odinga's speech. The last bit, when he was talking about corruption and how he will deal with corruption. Because I think that is what sent panic to William Ruto's camp, and they had to give a phone call to Denis Itumbi and find out what could be done. So take a second and listen to this. So my question is this, guys. Why do you think that William Ruto's team normally get worried and try to drag Uhuru Kenyatta's name when issues of corruption are actually raised by Raila Odinga team? Guys, I want to ask, if you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe. We have surpassed the 700 subscribers mark. We are on a journey to 1,000, and seems we are going to reach 1,000 perhaps before the end of the day. So your subscription is very important here. And kindly also get to our feedback and tell us what you think about this issue of Raila jailing Ruto if he gets presidency. So that is what happened. Immediately Raila spoke in the stadium, Denis Itumbi, digital propagandist, Raila said Uhuru and Ruto ought to be in jail, says Raila. So I want to look at both the posts because I see some coherence, and that's where our point is. In that, Raila was saying that even Ruto needed to be jailed, Ruto and Uhuru. Then Denis Itumbi also posted this: Raila, I'll be a dictator if elected president. I will jail my opponents too. Raila, mwizi ni nani? Crowd Ruto. Raila, mwizi ni nani? Crowd Ruto. Raila, nitafunga hawa majamaa Kamiti. I will jail hawa majamaa Kamiti, not the judiciary. You see, in this second post, in the first post, Denis Itumbi was trying to bring the name of Uhuru Kenyatta in that statement to mean that Raila will jail both Uhuru and Raila and Ruto. in the second post, Itumbi insinuating that Raila should not say he will jail those people because that is a mandate of the judiciary. So by him saying that he's going to jail people, that is subverting the constitutional obligation. That is not his constitutional obligation. Now, the third one by Denis Itumbi is like Putin and Donald Trump. Raila says he will jail his political opponent if elected, same way he wanted President Uhuru and Ruto jailed in The Hague. You understand? Then he calls it interesting agenda. Now, I want to say why Itumbi was called and asked, what can you do about Raila Odinga's statement? So he came out with two strategies. One was to try to drag the name of Uhuru Kenyatta, that if Raila is elected president, he's not only going to jail William Ruto, but William Ruto and Uhuru. The reason why that was critical is because when that crowd asked Nani ni mwizi, they all called Ruto. So in that statement, it's framing Ruto as someone who is the thief. I don't know whether but that's my opinion, guys. It's framing Ruto as the thief in this context. So his attempt to drag the name of Uhuru Kenyatta is now making it general. Understand? So that really for Hustler Nation, people who support William Ruto, or rather, I think this is targeting the Central Kenya people, that, Raila Odinga is not a good person and he can jail both of them because he wanted them all to be jailed in 2013. That is one. Second strategy that he came up with is to water down the fact that, or rather to try to explain that Raila is not a constitutional defender. Because the issue of jailing is not at the desk of a sitting president, but that is the role of the judiciary. So the second meaning to that is that Raila should not say that he's going to jail William Ruto because that is being a dictator. You understand? So my question is this, Fine, Denis Itumbi is feeling like if Raila is saying this, then he's trying to, that's not his role and that is the role of constitution, so he's a dictator. But then the question is, the feeling, if the perception of Raila being a dictator, does it work against him? My answer is no. And that's why he's getting it wrong. The answer is no, Raila is not a dictator because he is not been in government. The last time he was in government was a prime minister between 2007 and 2012. So the element of being a dictator has not been seen. But if this narrative was being peddled against William Ruto, someone can start saying, put a comma and say, wait, let's think. He's the deputy president. What has he been doing? So I think the issue of selling that Raila is a dictator, and so it cannot, he should not be given leadership because he's going to jail people. That is not, I don't think, even as Denis Itumbi tries to propagate that, it can't really work against Raila Odinga. But then, I normally say that politics is a game of strategy, and politics is, you don't just sit and see your opponent saying this and you keep quiet. So of all that 30-minute speech, why do you think that Denis Itumbi only picked that part of jailing Ruto? It's because he wanted to magnify that loudly, so that those in that speech, the Maduado aspect that Raila spoke about, of which, according to me, that's the first video I analyzed here, I said that is what stole that show. They didn't want that. The Tanga didn't want that. to trend or that to get the eye of the public. So that is why this issue of Ruto being jailed really was sending panic to them. As to whether that the two strategies that Denis Itumbi used to work or not, it's a test of time. But I don't think. We are waiting for the manifesto on the other side of Tanga so that they can tell us what they stand for. Guys, thank you. That was my analysis on that issue of jail Ruto and attempt by Denis Itumbi to deconstruct that narrative. Thank you, guys, and please continue subscribing. Get to our comment section from wherever you're watching. I realize that we have viewers all over the world, as far as Venezuela, Maldives. Thank you for supporting this channel.